Greetings everyone, it's Kaz here, once again discussing Bethesda's Creation Club, and unfortunately, I highly doubt this will be the last time I have to discuss the Creation Club on this channel, because I just need to get my opinion out there whenever something happens with the Creation Club. And today I want to specifically talk about Skyrim's Creation Club because it has launched, and of course the survival mode, the new survival mode Bethesda officially added with the Creation Club, has been talked about a lot lately amongst Bethesda fans because it is a paid survival mode. Now, before we get into exactly what today's news is about, I want to simply throw out there the fact that it's terrible that Bethesda is charging for survival mode, and I think it's complete bullcrap and a simple corporate move on Bethesda's part, something that we would typically expect maybe from an Activision or an EA. Of course, that is a generalization, but still something that gamers would typically associate with those companies, and Bethesda has pulled a move like that, especially compared to when we know Fallout 4 had a survival mode as a free update the next year. Not long, only a few months after Fallout 4's launch, it got a free survival mode update, and that survival mode was relatively robust as well. As a matter of fact, it is pretty much identical to Skyrim's survival mode in the sense of the features that were added, like a temperature system and the need to eat and sleep and no fast travel as well. All those features were all a part of the Fallout 4 survival mode, and the fact now, yeah, sure, it's great Bethesda has added it to Skyrim officially, but unfortunately it completely sucks that you have to pay for it, and it's a part of the incredibly lackluster Creation Club system. Like everyone else out there, I think it sucks. But today's piece of news we will be discussing regarding the Creation Club is that Bethesda has actually taken action against the large amount of criticism that us fans has unloaded on to the survival mode of Skyrim. It would have been the best thing ever if they just made it free forever, because you can download Skyrim's survival mode from Creation Club for free for the next week only, and you will have it permanently from then on out. That's only for the next week, unfortunately. From then on, after that, you will have to pay for the survival mode. Of course, the best thing for Bethesda to have done here was to apologise and make it free, because it should be, considering Fallout 4's was free, and now they're charging for Skyrim's, which is terrible. So, the right thing to do would have been to make that mode free. They failed to do that, they haven't done that, but they have done something. Even though it is small, they have responded to all this backlash from us fans, and they have lowered the price of the survival mode for Skyrim. But they didn't just lower it either, they actually put it back to the original price it was. The survival mode Creation Club for Skyrim that we saw originally was meant to be 500 Creation Club credits, which is the equivalent of around about $5 or so. But then Bethesda changed the price of it not long after we knew the prices. They changed it to 800 credits, making it so its value is around about $8. And on the surface, raising the thing $3 is a bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. But the thing that had fans up in arms about this was that Bethesda had really gone low this time. Creation Club was low, but this was a new low, because the reason they had changed it to 800 credits, because just like with any microtransaction system in games these days, you are spending real money, purchasing with real money this alternate currency, this virtual currency, by which then you can spend the virtual currency, you can spend that on items in the Creation Club. And of course there are different tiers, as I'm sure we're used to now. There are different tiers you can purchase to amounts of credits. The reason they changed that price, the tier below that you can purchase Creation Club credits for was $7.50. And if this survival mode is worth about $8, that means that you cannot purchase it with that amount, because the only tier you can purchase for around that 800 credit mark is 750 credits, which of course, purchasing that pack of Creation Club credits is not enough to get the survival mode. So Bethesda, being so greedy and anti-consumer as they are, decided to change the price to 800 credits, meaning fans had to buy the 1,500 credit bundle worth around about $15 to get the survival mode. So even though the survival mode itself at that point was changed to be worth $8, because of the way the microtransaction system worked within Creation Club, fans theoretically had to spend $15 on it, as opposed to only $5. So just like that, Bethesda was essentially making fans that wanted the survival mode outside of the free week pay 3 times more for the paid Skyrim survival mode, and it's just low on Bethesda's part. I know I've said that a lot, but it's so true. I can't emphasize it enough. Creation Club is low. This is a new low for Bethesda, a company which I admired and had respect for prior to this Creation Club nonsense. I always loved Bethesda. I always thought they were one of the more pro-consumer companies in our industry, but after this Creation Club nonsense, after the review policy mumbo jumbo, and especially now after this, making you pay almost essentially triple the value for the survival mode of Skyrim, is complete and was complete bollocks. But now, Bethesda has responded to this backlash because, of course, us Bethesda fans weren't going to stay silent. Many complained online about this and there was a lot of hate about it. So that's what today's news is all about, because Bethesda has lowered the price of the Skyrim survival mode back to 500 credits, which is a decent thing, I guess. Now, of course, no one should buy this survival mode. No one, I mean, no gamer out there should ever support Bethesda on this complete and total bullcrap. No one should buy this survival mode for anything, because it should be free. It should be free 100%, especially considering if you're a PC or Xbox One player, you can already get free equivalents for this on Bethesda.net and the Nexus as well. I guess it makes more sense for PS4 players to do so, but even then, you're still supporting Bethesda's anti-consumerism policies, and no one should support that. So in that sense, this is still a terrible situation, because they're still charging for a survival mode that should be free, and Bethesda should not be applauded for that. And it is a good thing that it's now available at a reduced price, but we don't want to get too carried away at all by patting Bethesda on the back with this, because it's clear that this was done so people like us, Bethesda fans, will now give them a bit of a pat on the back going, oh, thanks Bethesda, we appreciate you doing that, we appreciate you lowering the price, you're listening to us. Well, that's not true in the slightest, and while yes, it is good that they lowered the price for some, no, we should not be supporting this, and the fact that this survival mode is paid at all is complete trash. So unfortunately for you, Bethesda, we will not give you nearly as much credit as you think you deserve for this move. And this action against our backlash will not stop us from unleashing all of our anger and fury onto you for Creation Club, and I will not stay silent about this terrible, terrible service. And as I mentioned at the start, I highly doubt this is going to be the last time I have to rant about Creation Club, so I do apologise in advance for that. So as always, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out some of my other content and subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. I'll see you all next time. Do take care and farewell.